the flow, man.
Oh, you already know at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RGT Podcast, episode 14. We are live here on YouTube.com. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host for this evening, Ryan the Professional. I'm here with my homie right here, Carlos Fernandez, pretty much my partner in crime here in these YouTube streets. So welcome. What's up, 6996, Twisted Sin? What's going on? Everybody up in there, what's going on? Let's go on and fill this room up and let's get into the show.
Yo, what's up, my fellow gamers? How you doing, man?
Lot to talk about.
Once again, man, real gamers talk, and we always keep it real and authentic every single time.
We need to make a tagline out of that. Real gamers talk, frauds walk, or some shit.
Yeah, you know, there's always fraudulence in the air, so
yeah, it's a lot of fraudulence in there. But it's all good. What's up, everybody? Chile, what up? All right, so
yo, Savage, what's up, man? What's up, Chili Hog? What's up, Elevated? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
She said somebody said Baron ate a cartridge.
Yo, Baron, like I don't understand, man. Like Baron takes
somebody said Baron ate a cartridge. Oh hell no.
Yo, Baron takes more L's than chair shots to the head, man.
Damn, that's harsh.
I gotta keep it authentic, man.
That's harsh. That's harsh. The dude does take a lot of chair shots, though. He is a wrestler.
Yeah, but I think
I can't help but feel sorry for him though, because he is a wrestler. That's a field where, yeah,
a walking L at this point.
A walking L.
He's just a walking L, man. He takes taking L's, especially on Twitter, man. Like, don't get it twisted. Twitter is the home of all things gaming, man.
True. What's up, Wraith the Emperor? What's going on? Smile LeBron, man. He has no help. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he needs all the support he could possibly get. I don't know where you go with that, dude. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man, that joint is funny. Lord, good Lord. Oh man. All right, so where do we begin, my brother? Where do we begin?
I just throw the topics in, man. We're ready to answer and take any questions.
All right, absolutely. What's up, everybody? What's going on? So I'll start with a very easy one. This one right here is courtesy of Nintendo. Nintendo Switch has done fairly amazing since its launch. A lot of people have been asking for that hardcore, AAA release for Pokemon. Now, granted, this isn't really that. If I'm not mistaken, they said the actual release for the Pokemon that everybody's looking forward to will not release this year, but it will be in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And this one's just a substitute for it. But basically, this is for that Pokemon Go, Eevee, and Pokemon Pikachu, whatever, for that Pokemon. Now, you already know Pokemon Go made Nintendo a lot of money.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Nintendo brought in crazy profit with just Pokemon Go, and they basically incorporated elements from Pokemon Go into this very game. You got the new way of trading, or actually, it's more like gifting, but I guess you can say it's trading the way they did it with the trailer. The way the trailer showed, it looked like it was gifting, but I guess you can say it's trading. But the new trading system, the way you capture Pokemon and the way you explore the world and whatnot, is very similar to Pokemon Go. Now, the only criticism I have towards this is the fact that you remember how when you play Pokemon, especially on your 3DS, when you go into the bush or whatever, you'll randomly get attacked.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that will no longer happen. That's not in the game.
Come on, that was the whole basis of playing Pokemon.
Yeah, the random attacks do not happen. So you don't know. There's no wild battles like that. Nothing happens when you're in the bushes. Nothing happens when you're like in the water. It's basically what you see is what you get. So if you see a Pikachu on the ground or a Pikachu in the area and you go talk to it, whatever, it automatically starts the battle, as opposed to you just walking around in the cave and then bam, a random, Pokemon enters the field and you're basically attacked. You know what I'm saying? And that's right there is kind of like, okay, y'all butchering the very point of Pokemon.
Yeah, man, y'all letting down especially the Pokemon fans. Like, there's
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
Pokemon fans
Pokemon.
looking forward to
Pokemon's
the game.
always been like that. It's been a random thing, and that was the mystery behind Pokemon, because the mystery of not knowing what you were going to get.
Come on, remember when you had to get Raichu? You
Oh,
know how
dude, don't
hard,
even bring that up. Oh my God, I
you
remember.
know how hard it was to get Raichu, man, especially on the Game Boy Advance. It wasn't that simple.
Yes, exactly. That was terrible. That it's crazy. Like nowadays, and they hopefully they don't do this too with this particular Pokemon. But you notice how in every like latest edition of Pokemon, they always lock certain Pokemons on a different one than the other.
Yeah,
It's like one gets the lesser of the other. It's like, why do they do that?
I don't know, man. I think it's just the game design. They just want people to just still go back to the game every single time. I mean, look how many variations of Pokemon games we had throughout the years.
Yeah, like tell
Emerald,
me this doesn't
Silver.
sound racist to any of you guys in the comment section, but you guys remember that show Pokemon Black and White? What if I told you Pokemon White had more Pokemon than Pokemon Black? Let that sink in.
Yeah, and that is true. They had like I think about maybe 200 to 300 extra more species on white than they did on
Yeah.
black.
Half the stuff that was on Black you couldn't get unless you had White. It was like, what?
Hmm.
That was stupid. I don't understand that mindset behind Nintendo, but I do understand what they're doing. Like, for example, I can see kids jumping out their seats for that new addition to the game, which is basically the Pokeball. The Pokeball in the game does actually have a function. You can take your Pokemon with you on the go. So you can basically have it in the little container and you can walk around with it. It will make noises. It will act like, something is actually in the damn Pokeball. It will flash
Hmm.
different colors, letting you know that it's like empty or full. In this case, if it's full, it will flash yellow, letting you know that it's a Pokemon inside. Or actually, I think it's color coded though. It might be color coded depending on the Pokemon. So that's probably what they did too.
That's actually a
Right.
nice feature. That's a
Yeah,
nice
I
feature.
do like that. I do like how if you put the damn Pokemon in, and if it's in actually in the Pokeball, if you put it on the table, it will make noise as if the Pokemon is playing around inside the Pokeball. I do like that.
Wow.
That's cool. That's a very nice. I do like that particular feature. Kids will definitely flock to that. That's cool. Kids definitely need that particular thing. But as far as like grown men and adults doing that, yeah, they showed adults playing with that. I don't think grown men are jumping out their seat for that sort of thing, but it's possible. They'd be hyped for that particular thing.
Bro,
It's
the thing,
possible, but
the thing
yeah,
about Pokemon is for all ages. That's the funny part about
yeah, that is true. There is no set age demographic for Pokemon. It kind of is like a good chunk of Nintendo's games rated E for everybody. So
Oh yeah, pretty
that
much, man.
that is a good point too. So I can't really fault them for that. But some stuff they did, I do approve of. Other stuff, it's like, Like for example, and this is another valid point too, because remember, you guys are now paying for online for Nintendo. So since you guys are paying for online for Nintendo, there's no multiplayer for the game.
Damn.
No multiplayer for this Pokemon games. Hey Craig, what's going on? Hey, if you want in here, let me know, brother. But uh, yeah, there's no multiplayer for the game. So if there's no multiplayer, what's the point of you hyping up, your own multiplayer, your own infrastructure, if you're not going to even put in multiplayer in this? They do have, the co-op joint. The co-op joint is cool, but again, that's
Yeah, it just takes the luster away from the game. The
yeah,
basis of Pokemon is just you go and discover new worlds, and you go around the map looking for exotic Pokemon, things that you want to incorporate to your collection. That's
all
the
right.
whole basis of Pokemon, and them
Craig,
from them.
whenever you're ready to jump in, I'll have the invite for you. It'll be on your Twitter. Just check your Twitter, big dog. But yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
Nah, my bad. But it's just the way it is, man. Like I find it to be something that's not great. It
right.
has its potential. Let's see how it works out at first because we can't really go full
Right.
in.
You can't say it's going to fail or it's going to like be a flop. No. Nobody says it's going to be a flop. What's going on, everybody? Everybody's up
This,
in there. Hit that like button. Got 60-something people up in here. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate
yeah, man.
everybody that's already here. Welcome. Welcome to the Real
Yeah,
Game Talk podcast. But yes, I do agree. It is. It's still up there. We don't know much about it. We don't know, what they're going to do. But as far as the game so far, I mean, I guess we'll just wait and see. It's like one of those wait and see type of things right now.
Yeah, nah, it's still in early development as we speak.
Nah, it ain't
Anyway,
really done. It's done. It
it's
launched
done.
in November. Yeah, it launched in November.
Ooh.
Yeah, it launched in November. So it does
Hmm.
have a release date. Everybody can now look forward to it. And if it's your cup of tea, you'll like it. And basically, if you like Pokemon Go, I guess I can say you'll like this. You know what I'm saying? I guess, that's the best way to put it. But yeah, that's
I
pretty
know
much
my.
it. There is
I know
Pokemon
my.
battles, so you can battle and everything. It's just they took out a good chunk of the core things that made it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the problem. They just took out a lot of the core things, such as the wild Pokemon battles and a few things. And they did show off Mewtwo as well in the trailer. Mewtwo was shown.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it is. Hey, practically, it's just like how I said from earlier. It's something new. People just have to get used to it, just the same way as we did with God of War, with the whole new, fighting schematics
Right.
and everything that changes have to be made in order to make the games more compelling for its purchase.
That's
That's
true.
always something that's a positive outlook for these games. It can't just stay with the same rehash, reformulated, recopied, and pasted scenario every single time. So, I mean, kudos to Nintendo for trying to do something differently with
Facts.
Pokemon.
Yeah, nobody can knock a difference or innovation, I guess you can say. I wouldn't even call it crazy innovation, but it is nice. It's some nice improvements. It really is. It's really taking it out the game. They are doing some cool stuff, but I just don't want them to sacrifice the very thing that made it what it is for those features. That's all. I don't want that to happen. Shout out to Savage Lobo, $5 super chat. Don't forget that there's more Pokemon games next year, and Gen 8 is confirmed for 2019. Yeah, I did cover that. I did say that before we even started talking about it. I said, they did say a new Pokemon was dropping in 2019. So this right here is just filler. But for filler, that's why I'm going at it the way I am right now. But some people are reacting good to it. Others are reacting kind of negative towards it. Me, I'm just like, I'll get it for what it is. It's basically, just to tie you over sort of thing. It really
Yeah,
is to
it's
tie
somewhat,
you over. So
somewhat.
if it's tying you over, hey, it's tying you over. If you're into Pokemon, you'll like this, especially if you love Pokemon Go. So you'll definitely be a big fan of Pokemon Go Eevee and Pokemon Go Pikachu. So very nice. But hopefully they don't lock any content behind one or the other.
Yeah,
I
for
don't like
my
that. I just don't like that design choice. I hate that design choice. I've always hated that design choice behind Pokemon. They'll come out with two versions of the game. One version will have more Pokemon than the other. And it's like, I just hate that. I really do not want that. The only difference between the main games, like the main two games, is it will have one particular Pokemon that you must have that game for in order to get, which is basically like the legendaries. Remember
yeah,
how they did like that one particular legendary, whatever? Yeah,
yeah.
that's the only thing that kind of just triggers me. But other than that, though, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the idea. I do like the design choice. I do feel that they did listen, but some stuff then, again, it's like they could have already had that worked out, like the online portion where it could have multiplayer. That should already be a standard in there. It's not in there.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, but Nintendo has to get on ship with the whole networking
Yes.
multiplayer aspect. Like, it's a basis for now in this day. Like,
Right.
if you don't have a multiplayer setting that's gonna, especially
Right.
for a game like Pokemon,
Right.
where there's millions upon millions of fans that would like to enjoy each other's company,
Exactly.
catching Pokemon. Like that's something
Yeah, you're asking
that'll
for
be
our money
different.
yearly, so you got to deliver on the quality. You got to give these games, you know what I'm saying? That
I just hope
ability.
I just hope they fix that whole scenario with the internet service
Yeah,
because they really need to get on to par with Sony and Microsoft in terms of multiplayer networking and actually making a stride forward just to bring a more broader audience into Nintendo, man. It's something that'll be actually worth
right.
them in the long run.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed, my bro. Alrighty. So next topic. Next topic. That was for Pokemon there. Looks good. Next topic we got for tonight. Microsoft Oh boy, this is a big one. This is a big one.
Oh my God.
Microsoft's leaked E3 plans. Now you already know E3 is in a couple of days, literally in a couple of days. I'm talking less than 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks. The leaked plans are as followed. You guys ready? Another Halo, another Gears, another Forza, and a Sunset Overdrive 2. Now, granted, a lot of people are putting up articles while they're saying this as well. And you read the fine print in these articles, you hear Insomniac themselves say that these particular game or that particular game, Sunset Overdrive 2, is not even in development or it's not really ready or such and such. But
There's nothing being said about the game.
Yeah, not much really being said about Sunset Overdrive 2. But for them to say that and such, I'm going to go on a whim and say that's ridiculous. I'm going to go out on a whim and just say Craig? Halo, Gears, and Forza and Sunset Overdrive 2 is not fixing a damn thing.
I mean, it's too late. How that song go? It's too late to apologize now.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, it's too late right now, Microsoft. You should have done this last year when the table to actually lay all your cards at that moment was right there. That E3 from last year was the pinnacle point for them to actually state these games in that lineup.
Yep.
But unfortunately, like everything else in life, there's always misconstrued analogies, misconstrued strategies. So I don't know, man. Like,
yep. What does the Messiah have to say about this list? I see him up in here. What's up, Craig?
What's going on, guys? What's happening? Happy Friday.
I'm good. About you, brother?
Hanging in there. Can't complain. Tired, but hanging in there.
Definitely. So I know you heard about these plans, these E3 leaks.
For who?
Microsoft.
Oh, I saw them, and I just, it's that conference is 7-8 days away, so that's the list is garbage. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we had a leak for Sony, but it wasn't for this year's E3, it was for last year's E3. If I'm not mistaken, they had Resistance like remake or something like that, or Resistance 4. Crazy games on the list, and it was like, okay, there's no way it's gonna be a Resistance 4 not this early. And it's like, and we didn't get it. So a lot of people might look at this the same way, and just a lot of people might argue and say, well, just wait for the main show. And I agree, we should just wait for the main show. But if this is true, and just a Halo, Gears, and another Forza, and another Sunset Overdrive 2, boy.
They gotta come with the heat, man. They gotta come with the heat.
What happened to the rumor with the Splinter Cell? If I'm not mistaken, didn't Microsoft, or wasn't like rumored that Microsoft was gonna have a Splinter Cell at their event?
Yeah. I mean, they could still have that. I know they're not going to buy Sunset Overdrive 2. They didn't buy the first one.
Facts. Yeah.
So they're not going to buy the second one. The Forza game, Forza Horizon game that'll probably be really, really good as far as what it looks like, the HDR on it. If they're going to do Tokyo or wherever they're at, China, Taipei, wherever they're at, that will probably do fine. Like I said, the Forza games are arcade racers. Even the motorsports game, that is an arcade racer. And and there's nothing wrong with the Gears. If that leak is true and people are hating on that, if there's a turn-based type of Gears game, that's huge in the PC community because those games sell well on the PC. Yeah. So I would expect that. I mean, I liked XCOM 2. People hated XCOM. I'm like, no, that game you really had to think 4-6 moves ahead, or you had to play chess.
Right.
And that's what Halo is. It's a war.
I'm not too much of a big fan of turn-based though, so it wouldn't cater to my
like Pokemon's turn-based.
I mean, I play Pokemon Go, yes.
Pokemon's turn-based.
Yeah, I played. I mean, but with the thing with Pokemon, you gotta understand, Pokemon has a dynamic, how should we say, a dynamic setting.
Right.
where it's story based, where everything that you do,
you got a point.
You go into another scenario. If you're doing a turn-based Gears of War, what's really going to be the concept behind it? What are the whole schematics behind all the characters?
Well, I mean, again, all right. Well, what you have is a small swath of what's happening. There's other gears engaged against that horde, and this will give you a bigger view of like Halo Wars does. It gives you a much bigger view of what's really going on and add it to the lore. And now whether Halo adds does that with their next Halo game, that's up to them. But it overall adds to the lore, and so the people that enjoy the story and the backstory would enjoy something like that. Again, it may not be true. I mean, they may open up a Splinter Cell off the jump. I mean, we just don't know. We'll know in 8 days. So it's the same with Sony. Sony's that leaked E3 for Sony, that was straight trash.
No,
Sony does not have to show a ton. I mean, people are now saying they're gonna show 2 or 3 new games. I'm like, okay, and we'll know that in 7 or 8 days.
That's true. That's true.
But I'm really
Sony's at that point where they don't really need to show much new anyway. It's like because we still got the main games that we don't have yet. So I mean, it's like they can show these games for a little bit more. They don't really need no new titles yet. To be honest, they got some major heavy hitters. Days Gone got delayed to 2019, obviously for performance issues. I'm pretty sure it's for performance because that early E3 demo was running at like 22 frames, 25 frames. Mostly, obviously everybody knows when the frames dropped in that game. You can just tell just from watching the gameplay when the frames actually started to drop, and that was when the zombies started to pour out and like come in droves, like the way they were doing.
Yeah, the game's not ready. I mean, it's not that big a deal. I'm sure Sean Layton went to them and said, "What do you think?" And I'm sure they said, "I think we could get it out in 18." And they said, "Fine." They never gave a window.
Which is smart, which is very, very smart. They didn't make no promise. They just advertised it. Just did what a publisher should do. Just advertise it. Show it off, saying this is what we got in the future. They didn't give you no date, but that is true. They did the.
What was the funny part about it though? Like us saying this, right? You're like now. Let's go onto Twitter and actually put that as a point or a fact, and you'll see the fanboys, especially the Xbox fanboys.
Well, that right there, you ain't going to escape anytime soon.
Yeah, you gotta. Sick humor.
Like my boy J Wax 412 put it, they love trash.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they released a game like State of Decay 2 in its form and the way it is. Yes, don't get me wrong. State of Decay is a fun game.
Absolutely.
It's a fun game to play. I have played it on my PC. I just don't like the performance on the
Clay up in there. I didn't even see Clay's comment. Hey Clay, I sent you the invite on Twitter if you still in the chat.
That was the whole problem with State of Decay 2, the performance. Like
and also their problem is and shout out to J-Dub, because like he said, when there's nothing out, they gin up the games that are coming out that are secondary games. I mean, State of Decay is nothing to take home about. You don't take that girl home and introduce her to your mom.
Hey,
it's not bad. But they're going to, because they don't have anything else, and then it comes out that it's dynamic 4K, or as the Xbox community says, fake 4K,
or 4K is how it goes. 4K.
Yeah, and then did you see the Fallout? I'm sorry. Did you see the Far Cry 3 news? It's 1440.
Just over here. Let me tell you right now, Craig. Even though this is one of the topics, and I'm kind of killing the point here, but Detroit is amazing. I'll give you props. Detroit. Yeah.
I dropped my jaw that first thing I saw. I was
talking about just at Kara's introduction.
Yeah,
my jaw dropped.
Yeah, that was devastating. I mean, I was like, man, the game actually does look like this. This could win Game of the Year, but it won't. It won't. But not that big a deal.
Listen, man, I haven't played it and I haven't bought it yet. Don't try to spoil it for me, please.
No, nobody gonna spoil it at all. It's just the game is fire.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
What's up, Clay?
Hey, what's up, Clay? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing all right. How about y'all? Thanks for the link, Ryan.
Yeah,
I'm chilling, man. Here talking about all this good old great gaming topics.
yeah, a lot of love in these gaming streets.
Shit, I just got through going ballistic about what I think, what kind of fuckery I think Microsoft is going to pull at E3.
Well, there's a lot that we've gotten here, aside from obviously the supposed leaked plans, but Microsoft supposedly, actually, let me phrase this. It's actually not supposedly, but this has been confirmed. I'm sorry. That Microsoft laid off their Xbox support staff in favor of unpaid volunteers.
You know what's the whole purpose behind that, right?
Now, everybody knows the purpose of this. If you don't know what the Xbox support staff was in charge of, basically every time, it's kind of like PSN. When you have a problem with your PSN, you notice how when you got like an error code in your PSN, like, I don't know, it'll say X5-44 or something like that, right? Basically, they're in charge with these particular issues or whatever with your console, whether your console not turning on or your games, having problems. Basically, they were the ones who walked you through and how to fix these things and how to troubleshoot it. So basically, they have officially gave them the boot for volunteers, unpaid volunteers at that. So basically, these dudes are working for Microsoft for free.
Damn.
You know what I was about to say?
One thing I learned in life, one big lesson I learned in life, you don't work for free.
Hey, but here's what I was going to say. If you're going to release bullshit like State of Decay 2, you might as well fire the motherfuckers that did it and bring in some people off the street and let them develop that shit.
Well, here's the thing, though. That's terrible. Because last time I checked, if these dudes don't know what they're talking about, you screwed. I actually had my situation resolved on my PlayStation 4 before, but it was from a volunteer. I could tell it was a volunteer, and I could tell he was just reading from a damn piece of paper.
You know what's so funny? You know what's
he was
funny?
Just looking up the code and just looking up possible troubleshooting, techniques. That's how a lot of these dudes go. That's a lot of people don't understand. When a volunteer works behind Microsoft or Sony or whatever company, they have a big sheet, right? A big sheet. A bunch of codes, or just if it ain't a sheet, they'll have the computer in front of them. But there's a bunch of codes there, and when you got those codes in front of you, they look them up, and once they get those codes, they give you the resolution based on the codes that's already programmed to the piece, or that's already in their database. Basically, that's how they work. So for them to go with the unpaid volunteer route, again, unpaid volunteers, it's like. I don't know. That'll make me sleep easy. That's not making me sleep easy.
Let's just base it on this. When you take a volunteer, right? Look no further than the New York sewer rat, because they always eat for free. They always eat for free. They're always working for free. So practically what Microsoft is doing is just corralling all their little bits and pieces and try to, not break bank practically.
Right.
That's just the whole scenario. All companies, especially big companies, big time companies, if they don't see no productivity within a certain department,
right,
they'll downsize it and they'll incorporate new tactics in order to suffice for the pay for dollar.
Right.
Well, that surprises the hell out of me. I mean,
you didn't see that, did you? You ain't look that one up, did you? You wasn't ready for that one.
Doesn't surprise me one bit. Just like I said earlier this week when Craig was in the podcast with me, this is $1 billion company acting like they shop at a dollar store.
Yeah.
Well, but they have a budget. I mean, they get delegated a budget, and I mean, to me, that's a fire. Forget about their smoke. Forget about their free smoke. That's a fire. Okay, so if not your fire. I don't know if Trump did that shit. When he went over there and said you're fired. But no,
that's not a fire.
They bring in billions. These dudes, I want y'all to understand this. Microsoft is richer than Sony and Nintendo. Just for Windows alone. Just for Windows alone.
Nah, you know what's so funny though?
And this is what they're giving you.
It really doesn't matter how much a company has as for its assets and net worth. Yeah. It is more based upon what can make more money for it.
Facts.
Right now, Microsoft gaming division is not making as much money as it should.
Absolutely.
For Microsoft, the corporation itself. So they're gonna downsize. They're gonna look for optional routes where they can actually save some money.
Mm-hmm.
Long run, once that money's reestablished, those temporary support volunteers are gonna actually have a job. It's gonna take them a while to get a job at Microsoft.
Well, they probably gonna get paid $8 an hour anyway. If they
free, man. They ain't getting
you're that pathetic when you gotta work for you'll work for free just because it's a $1 billion company. I don't know what to say, man. You got no morals, but that's something you learn. That's something you learn in life, though. Who
the fuck would walk into a job like that anyway, knowing that you're not getting paid?
Real talk. I mean, that's a lot of stress. You know how many people call in for these consoles with problems?
What
The amount of calls Sony gets and Microsoft gets for problems?
What about we're forgetting something? There's internships. I
know, but still, though, the number of complaints they get for these consoles, whether it be for network, whether it be for hardware or stability, that's a lot of phone calls. For you to go through that many phone calls and not get paid a single penny.
Not only that, to insert a disc in the system, they will call for that as well. Like to insert an actual disc. That is, I don't know who has a problem with inserting the disc on the proper side, but it has happened.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean, wow. I mean, if that's, I'm at a business site, and if that business sites are reporting this, that this is bad. I mean, this is fire. Something bad is going on over there. So. I mean,
like this is not a little fire. This is like a 5-alarm, no intent saving the building kind of fire. And if it's something like that, man, I'm praying E3. Like I'm really hoping E3 shows me something.
Yeah, people be thinking I'm sarcastic with this. No, I'm actually hoping and I'm praying that they have something for E3 for Microsoft.
They gotta deliver.
I'm praying at this point. Like I'm on my knees. Like, bruh. Don't do this. Don't do it right now. Don't do it right now.
Does anybody in here think that another Halo, another Forza, and 3 different Gears games that should be all packed in the same goddamn package, is that going to be enough to keep people from jumping ship?
No. Well, no, the people that are jumping ship are gone. I mean,
those people ain't coming back. Those people have turned in that Xbox and just called it quits.
I mean, just listen to that lineup: Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Yeah.
I mean, those are their stable franchises. Those are the staple franchises that actually earn them their right as a gaming company. But at the same time, like, all right, I get it. I want Halo 6. I want Gears 5. I really do. But at the same time, give me something other than just that. Show me what your actual hardware is capable of.
Right.
Don't just give me underperforming games and think that I'm going to be happy and satisfied with it.
Oh, I'm not. We got an old school family member right here. What's up, Ace Combat? I ain't seen in a long time, film. What's going on?
Some Shadow of the Tomb Raider running at 4K 30.
Yeah, that's a given. I think we can call it the obvious. Let's just do like the obvious stuff that we know is going to be a Microsoft show. You just said the first one. That is the obvious one that's going to be shown to. Shadow of the Tomb Raider will be on Microsoft stage,
and it'll be 4K native. They'll say
native. That will be their resolution. They'll hype up 4K textures. They'll say it's the best version is on the Xbox. You can't get this version anywhere else aside from the Xbox, even though you can get it on PC. But they'll send you the best versions on the Xbox. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider will be there. Most likely you will see Gears of War. You will see your Halo. You will see your Forza. You will see whatever information they had for Sunset Overdrive, if this is true. So I will give them that. If this is true, you probably will get the Splinter Cell reveal. Most likely.
I'm hoping,
bro, you'll get that. Even though this is kind of a stretch because this was tweeted out a long time ago on Twitter, but it was involving Jet Set Radio Future. Maybe you'll get a tease for Jet Set Radio Future on the Xbox One X.
Backwards compatibility?
Most likely true. Yeah, more backwards compatible games will be shown.
God.
I'm pretty sure. I doubt they'll dedicate a section to controllers. So
but
that'll be shown like on the access floor. You know, when they just go on the floor and do that little access crap.
But everybody's gonna remember they targeted 4K native, so if they're gonna show a Forza game, 4K native, they're gonna show Shadow of the Tomb Raider 4K native, a Halo game it will be 4K native, a Gears game it will be 4K native. That's what they targeted, and that's what they're going to give the people on that system. And then they'll show Anthem. They're going to show Anthem on that stage. They have the marketing deal for it.
Running on Xbox One.
Yeah, they'll show Madden because they have
compatible games. Like I think a lot of people, like a lot of y'all who hate the backwards compatible games, I guess we're just gonna have to accept it. That's just gonna be the route they're going with this whole thing now. Is backwards compatible games? We're not escaping that. Backwards compatible games is how they're gonna do it.
Yo, speaking on the whole backwards compatibility,
that's true. That's true.
Somebody said she's still not a Tomb Raider. It might take another game. She's a Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
You know what's the funny part?
How do you take the Tomb Raider that I grew up with as a kid, though, right? That iconic character, and you just milk her to the point where I don't care. I don't care anymore for Tomb Raider. I don't know about you. I don't care about it. The first one, I was invested. The second one killed my hype.
Well, I enjoyed the first two. I mean, those last two. I didn't. Rise of the Tomb Raider wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't Uncharted, but
if you played Uncharted 2, you basically played
yeah, you are. That's true.
You played Uncharted 2, you basically played Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I've never played any of the Tomb Raider games. And every time somebody say that word Tomb Raider, I can't get that goddamn image out of my head where they showed her with that damn dirt on her face and the
Xbox God,
was crying it was better than the PC.
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this Xbox is going to live up to the hype. 2 weeks later, or actually, no, not even 2 weeks later. It was like a day and a half later. Oh yeah, she was actually injured during the scene. It's like, oh my God, can we just get a break?
I think the writer who did that shit, I think he did that shit on purpose to set the firestorm off.
He was trying to sell it. He was trying to sell it.
Like, and he made a mistake. He said he made a mistake the way he presented that.
Of course they're going to say that, but I don't buy that shit.
Yeah, they do that to sell it. Digital Foundry also sells the Xbox.
You gotta sell it, man. In the world of journalism, you have to sell something at least to get somebody to get attracted to it.
Yeah, they had to sell it though. They had to sell it.
And again, it wasn't a bad game. I mean, it had stealth elements in it, which I liked.
The first one had stealth elements too.
Huh?
The first one had stealth elements too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It had stealth elements in it. It was somewhat. I mean, you're on a track, you know, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I think it's getting a lot.
It wasn't. All right, I'm gonna go on a limb on this one, Craig, and I'm gonna go right here, right now, and I'm gonna state it right now. The best Tomb Raider for me, in terms of gameplay, storyline, and actual design, was the Angel of Darkness, which was released on PC and PS2 back in 2000, and I think 2002, 2003, around there. That's hands down the best Tomb Raider that I've played so far in terms of everything else that I stated. That game had everything that was dynamically attached to Lara as a character. It was a stealth game. It had mystery, and it had just this ambiance of just like, all right, I'm gonna get immersed in this game. Like a lot of people gave it bad flack because it wasn't really great, but Underworld was crap, man. I didn't like Underworld. It was bullshit.
You didn't like Underworld? I thought Underworld was all right. It was all right.
It wasn't that great to me. Story wise, game wise, was Angel of Darkness.
I know one thing, that bow got to go though. The bow has to go at this point.
Well, not if you're stealth. I mean, if
you're stealth, yeah, but I'm saying the bow, being like advertised as like her go-to weapon, that shit has to stop.
Well, I agree, but I think this game we will see the dual pistols that everybody has been talking about. I think we will see the dual are an option for the dual pistols, and as long as they put silencers on them, like 47 had in those Hitman games, fine. You know?
Yo, y'all got to read this comment that I'm reading right now from your boy Jackknife. The only game that has stealth elements is Forza's Pikachu.
Well, yeah. And speaking of Pit Crew, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna download that GT Sport, that 24-hour Le Mans track, and that is a true 24-hour race. So it ain't no speed up the time. You start, you got 24
finish.
hours to finish that race.
Oh, it's a 24-hour race on the game?
Yeah, the Le Mans track. Yeah, they finally got that on there. So
shit, that's gonna be crazy.
I'll try it, but I know I wouldn't last.
Yeah, it either came out Wednesday or Thursday, but yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow. Well, damn, I can't. I got to work Sunday, but I gotta play that track when I got a few days off.
I was planning on streaming a couple of games tonight. I was planning on streaming baseball and GT Sport tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, I played.
Took advantage of that sale. Got MLB discounted.
Starting on the 8th, yeah. And anybody who doesn't have that or GT Sport, $20 is not. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's well worth the money because ever since the game launched, they've been adding tracks and cars no charge.
No,
yeah, it's $20.
That's not bad.
You know what's so funny though? Like the other day, I had to re-hook up my Logitech G29, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a whirl, man. I got on that Mustang Grade 3 road car on Circuit Lasarth, and it was just like, wow. The speed, the sensation of the car hitting the corners, it was like, all right, I got to get back to this once again. But unfortunately, that had to go to work.
Hey, Carlos, get this. Well, I got GT Sport, and I got a racing wheel too. I got the Thrustmaster T150, and just a couple of days ago, I was playing Drive Club VR in VR with my Turtle Beach headsets on. Driving that on my Thrustmaster 150, and I got the fan blowing in my face too, so it simulate going down the street at 200 miles an hour. Oh, that was fun as hell, man. I'm telling you.
So you went all out trying to replicate it, damn.
But actually, the wind in your face kind of helps reduce motion sickness too, because when I first got that PlayStation VR, games like Drive Club VR, what's the other one, Rigs or whatever it's called. Games like that was making me motion sick, and I was having to drink a shit ton of ginger ale to fight it.
Yeah, I didn't get motion sickness from that game from the VR until I tried Resident Evil on the VR joint, and I was like, okay, I started to feel it a little bit, just a little bit, and turn scenes, especially when it's fades to black. It does that fade to black joint with the scene transitions. So yeah, I did get a little bit of that.
So did Resident Evil scare you in VR?
It was better. I ain't gonna lie. It's one of the better VR games from Sony. But
did it scare you?
Not really. But it did kind of gross me out. Like when you're at the table.
Yeah,
that he feeds you that meal. You can actually see what he tried to feed you. It was literally like a damn roach.
I didn't get that far, but when I was in that kitchen and saw that damn crow in the microwave and
like when you half chopped up cow. Yeah, he basically tried to feed you damn a roach.
Oh shit!
Yeah, when you're in VR and you actually look at his hands, it's like a roach. It looks like, and he's trying to feed you, and then you spit it out, and he gets mad and starts cutting you.
Just remember, 68 is better than 88.
Oh God, no! 68 is the new 88.
And as well, for you to make achievements being known by people, you have to copy and paste it and say that they're your own.
Nah, he ain't copy and paste. He actually photoshopped military time on it. PlayStation doesn't record your trophy score in military time. It does it in actual time.
Yep. So therefore, I don't know, man. Like at this point in time, this community is getting so toxic with the asinining logic that it's like, ugh, are you guys really that low, man?
Well, there's no logic to it, and that was a mistake people made, was that they thought it was actually what they said was logical, and it's not. So I mean, look, I've got an Xbox X. There are some games. The game that looks visibly better is that Shadow of Mordor, whatever you want to call it. But the rest of the games so far have been negligible. I mean, even today, they just that Far Cry 3 remaster. It looks better on the Xbox. It does perform better on the X.
Yes.
So I mean, that's just reality. That is from Digital Foundry. And oh yeah, I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow because they're going to build that page. So, and it's just going to be something else where I say you don't have the best, because they said, I mean, I couldn't believe it. They said that there's anti-aliasing or something like that on the
anti-aliasing. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like something that console players should be saying?
No, it's not.
That sounds like something a PC dude will say.
It's a cleaner look than the Xbox X, but the X does perform better. It has less FPS issues. So once again, here is a multi-plat game that does not look better on your console.
And not only that, didn't they release the Dark Souls remaster for all consoles not too long ago?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't the Pro and the Xbox One X perform to par with each other in terms of resolution scaling?
Yeah, and again, you're going to see it's going to be more games like that than anything that really stands out. Because I said, look, Shadow of Mordor, whatever it's called, Shadow of War, that does stand out on the X. There's no doubt about that. But that's outside the aggregate. The aggregate is not that big a deal. So then they come back with, well, there wasn't a big deal between 1080p and 900p. And I said, okay. And so if you agree with that, that's fine. You say, okay, well, it wasn't that big a difference then. That's what I started saying to them. They were like, well, that's why people bought the PlayStation. I said, why? He said, because the games were in 1080p. I said, well, you just said there was no difference. So if there's no difference, there's got to be another reason why they bought the PlayStation.
You know what's so funny? Remember last that I posted in regards to resolution scaling on one of my tweets with these numbskulls that were on my page just talking crap. I was actually running God of War on a 1440p monitor.
Oh, okay.
On a 1440p monitor. And the guys, 1440p 60 plays so well on the Xbox One X. Bozo, this is what you got to understand about graphics and rendering techniques. I can have a 1080p game running on Ultra, and you can have a 4K 30 game on the X. You're going to see more intricate details in the shadows on that 1080p resolution game because of the way the game is rendered, the way the pixelation and everything is being processed by the GPU. 4K is just a more clearer, vibrant picture. That's it.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, again, I agree. It's just they thought, again, they painted a narrative of the 1080p being the big deal and the PlayStation being more powerful. Okay, well, let's just say they're right about that. Then you ask them, well, how do you explain the Xbox being more powerful but getting smoked? I mean, they're losing ground to Sony. I mean, they're being smoked. I said, so what? And not that free smoke. I mean, they're being smoked. I mean, it's bad, So then you ask them to explain that, and they run it. They turtle up. So that's just.
Well, not only that, they'll go to the route foggy draw distances or pissy pro performance. I'm like, bro, use common verb. Like, use something that
goes on with stupidity. Like, it'll never stop. It's just everybody has
always
to
find something. Yeah, Ryan's right and sick humor, 100% right there. They will always move on to something. No matter what, they're gonna have to find something to complain about.
Something they don't even know about, like, or nothing they cared about last year. It's like it will literally be whatever a developer talks about, they'll talk about pretty much.
And you know what's so funny though, fellas? Like, I have an Xbox One, and I never had a problem with resolution. Like, I never did. I bought the game solely because I love Gears, I love Forza, and I love Halo. Those are the games that I actually look forward to because it was released on that console. I did not care about the third-party games looking better on the PS4 that much because I wasn't a third-party person. I was more about exclusives. Like, okay, I know that they're going to come out with this exclusive for Xbox, and they're going to come out with this exclusive for Sony. So I'm going to buy both, and I'm going to enjoy both. It was never about resolution for me in the first place. But now, since they started this whole upheaval of the X is more powerful than the PC, that's when you know what? Screw that. I'm getting me a PC. If everything is going exclusively to that platform as well, there's no point for me to own Xbox. There's no point for me to even purchase an Xbox One X. I'll just play it on PC.
Facts.
I said that like my Xbox One is in my bedroom because if I put it in the living room with my PlayStation, it'll never get turned on. And so
it's in your bedroom, so you're playing the #1 exclusive on the planet, then you're playing Black Panther.
Ah, man, it's the side count.
No. First of all,
Black Panther.
a couple of things. I have the vanilla Xbox One, so I can't watch Black Panther. I can't play it because it's not 4K. Therefore, I have no right to play it.
Oh, okay.
Because the Xbox will crucify me if I even mention playing it. And the only thing I play on my Xbox, man, is motherfucking YouTube and the ESPN app on my Xbox in the bedroom.
I'll never forget that though. My dude was really hyping up Blu-ray movies as exclusives, just like
you know what it is, man. You got to shout his name, man. Shout out to Livewires.
No, it ain't even that though. It's the fact that people actually thumbed that shit up and there's actually following him. Like, yeah, you know what? He's got a point. We got it.
You got a point, man. What movie's an exclusive to one platform?
I never thought I would hear a damn movie being exclusive to a console.
Well, I mean, that's when you know that's when you know.
Well, assuming it is exclusive to the Xbox, it would be the best content that they have because State of Decay looked like it cost $1.98 plus tax to make.
Well, here's what they
you just said Decay. Hey, but you can't knock Sea of Thieves though. Sea of Thieves fixed their problems. They got the new Megalodon, bro. That Megalodon is fire.
But that was terrible. Look, I probably saw
Megalodon fire. It's fire.
Listen, I'm not
real, bro.
I'm not validating Rare for what they did with the Sea of Thieves new VOC content, but for you to shoot down a big ass fish like that, what kind of achievement you're gonna get out of it?
I think you just get ahead on your ship.
No, you get certain items. You get certain.
They were showing like a head on the ship, like at the front. Like basically, you cut the head off and you mount it on your damn ship. That's basically it. So you go through all these bullets, you go through all this, getting knocked in the water just to chop the head off and put it in the damn water.
OBJ, my brother.
OBJ, what up, man?
Battle Royale is trash.
Hey, OBJ, we got to hook up on Twitter.
I mean,
wait, at least the Megalodon had a full body.
Yeah.
Does everybody know that if you play a Blu-ray player on your PlayStation through a 4K TV, the TV will upscale the picture to 2160p? So it's not, you don't get HDR, you will not get HDR, but you get a output of 2160.
Yeah.
I thought that the PS4 wasn't able to do that.
Well, it's not technically. It's still outputting it at 1080p, but it's up. The TV is upscaling it to 4K.
I'm kind of tired of hearing about them. I'm tired of hearing about all these damn techniques like dynamic scaling and all that. I kind of just want them to shut up. Just show me the game. That's all I really care about.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like it's gotten to that point where it's like, who really cares about dynamic scaling? Who cares about the checkerboard rendering? Just show the game, to show that you got the game, so that I can go on with my life. I can relax, enjoy my games, have fun. That's what I want. But it's like we'll never get back to that point because it's like every time when a developer opens his mouth about the smallest things, there's always that one or two people that basically take that and try to run with it and create some propaganda, and it makes everything worse for everybody.
Yeah, somebody was talking about rapid pack math day before yesterday. Like somebody was talking about it like it's 8.
Rapid pack math was a theory. I want y'all to understand it. It was a theory. It was not a confirmed thing that he could actually do that. He even told you in the fine print, even in the interview, he said, in theory, we could get to 8 teraflops if this would work. Unfortunately, it did not work. Or he couldn't get it to work. And it's actually been around for quite some time.
Wolfenstein 2 used it.
As dumb as the Xbox are, as good as Detroit Become Human looks versus State of Decay 2, you can make them believe that the rapid path math is there.
Well, they use it on F1. You can look it up. It's F1 something, and then on Wolfenstein 2, I think does use Rapid Pac-Man. Now I don't know how it deploys it, but I don't even know if that shit works. But yeah, Detroit Become Human, the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, I've been playing games like Missile Command. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. So I mean, I've never seen nothing like that before. Just wow. You know, the blue. I mean, it takes a lot for me just to be speechless. I couldn't move. I literally could not. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to move. I'm like, are you kidding me? The game actually looks like this. I'm
like, damn, David, you improved just when the chick adjusting your settings.
Yeah, that part. I gotta tell Carlos. Let me tell Carlos this part because this is funny. You're gonna roll on the floor laughing. There's a point when somebody turns on their TV by using a connect. I hit the floor like, oh my God. It was so funny. I'm like, oh my God, he's got to connect on his TV.
The sad part is, it's so random. It's like soon before you get to doing your task, you hear this. It's like they did this literally on perfect time. It's like, oh my God.
So practically, put it quickly. They just throwing that little nice.
They threw a nice subliminal, but it's like, yo, y'all savage with it. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was
like they would just say, like
it was like Deadpool saying, "You're so dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe?" So, but it was deep. So yeah.
Oh man. No, but like this is what people don't understand, man. Like once you have great developers backing up your product, everything rolls in synchronized time. Like this is the main problem with Microsoft. Instead of just talking about power, why didn't you invest this power into getting more developers to come to your side of your label and actually do something with these games instead of just talking about 6 teraflops, GGDR5.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see a company beat that into so many people's heads over and over and over. You would think we're back in like elementary school. They kept saying 6/4. I'm like, well, duh, 6 is greater than 4. But that doesn't do anything for me. I'm still waiting for your hand here. I'm still waiting for what you got to show.
I mean, even if it's 6/4. But the thing is that 4 is still outperforming 6, and that's by standards of just logic is like it's ridiculous. You have a 4 teraflop console, you know, that's pissy pro, that has potato graphics, that doesn't do rendering quite well, but it's still selling well, and it's still making people feel warranted for their purchase for the console. Mainly why? Because of the exclusive games and the detail of these games that are being put for that system are actually making an impact for people to say, you know what, look, just like us right now, we're talking about Detroit Become Human. We're actually advertising Detroit Become Human through our own analogy of playing the game. And therefore, that translates into word of mouth, and people start talking about it. Yo, I heard this guy talking about Detroit Become Human. He said it looks good.
Yeah,
I might want to.
And I want to announce this too. I know a lot of people ask me about this. I never really truly committed to this, but for those of you who ask me for timestamps, I'm going to need somebody to actually do the timestamps if I enable that. I don't have nobody to do the timestamps. That's up to you guys. Okay. If you actually want timestamps, it's up to you guys. I'll let you all discuss that in the chat. But I think we got to announce the winner. Forgot about that. Almost forgot. Luckily, I was putting everything in the little picker here. So we got to announce that winner for the giveaway. You guys forgot. Giving away 2 copies of Detroit Become Human to celebrate the channel's success and for everybody, you know, here for helping this channel reach over 3,000 subs. That's my thank you to everybody. So we're going to do that real quick. I was going to say that for last, but nah, it's pointless for me to say that for last. Why not just do it right now? That way we can, you know, everybody can continue to like the show. So definitely get into that. So,
man, show support, spread the word, man.
Do me a favor, though, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. It does help the channel get out there. I do.
Yeah, I mean, you got 130 people watching, man. Let's get this man at least 50 likes, man. He's gonna give something away.
Yeah.
Oh, show the support, man. Show the support for gaming.
Yeah, y'all like to win shit, don't y'all? Shit.
Well, I mean, to me, the whole 6 greater than 4, that was Ixnay when 4
ain't even sharing, guys.
That NPD came out in December for Who Won November's NPD. It was over. How you gonna lose if you got this great console to a weaker version? There, because I got a T-shirt that says 4 greater than 6. So,
you know, I wasn't surprised that how good Detroit looked because Heavy Rain is one of the best looking games on the PS3.
Right.
Yeah, I was shocked. It looked like that. It looked like they had done something different from the demo that they gave. It looked cleaner. That could just be me, but I was so blown away by that first thing. I was like, Jesus, I don't even want to hit the start button. I mean, this is crazy.
Right.
You know, it's not. So, well, good game. I enjoyed it.
No, but you know what's so funny though? Like, if you divide 6 into 4, what do you get?
Xbox.
You get 1.5 of a difference in graphical power. That's what you get. 1.5. So it's really not a high margin graphical difference between the Pro and the 1X. Like, it really isn't.
Now, let me stop you for a second, Carlos. I think we lost our host.
Yeah, no, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back.
Oh, okay, there he is.
There we go.
He got a winner chicken dinner.
I got for a second.
Oh, I didn't know he was gonna have to disappear for a minute to draw the winner.
Oh no, for some reason my screen share wasn't working.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Google, ladies and gentlemen, is on some bullshit.
Yeah, as of lately, man.
Now I see everything the way it should be said. Okay, let's announce this winner before I lose my sanity. So, as you already know, 2 winners are going to be picked. As you guys clearly see, everybody has been entered in this. A lot of names, a lot of volunteers, a lot of people. So, for those of you that do not win, do not worry. We're going to do more giveaways on the channel. That I promise you on this channel. But for those of you who are lucky to win, I will send you guys the digital code for it. That way I don't have to ask for your personal information. You guys can just get it and you'll be good to go. You can go play, go download it. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's start this. All right,
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Slow Smoking 420. That's the first winner. So let me go ahead and take a picture of that so I can get it in. That's the first winner. Hold up. Oh, I don't miss this now, man.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's one. Okay. And the second winner. 963.
Who?
Benji 963.
Congratulations, Benji.
What they win?
Huh?
What they win? Did they win a chicken?
Giving away 2 giving away 2 copies of Detroit Become Human. So these 2 lucky winners won a copy of Detroit. So congratulations to the winners. More giveaways will definitely be on the channel. I promise you that much. Everybody who's won, you'll have your code in your messages, your direct messages. So definitely go check those out.
Yeah, congrats to the winners, man.
Yeah, congrats. We do reserve the right to revoke the code should we find out that you are a Xbot.
Oh gosh.
I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking. Congratulations to the winners.
Oh god.
Hey, and if you're undercover Xbot that love PS games, hey, welcome to the family.
Yeah, we gotta try to get Jay Wags to get a contract because he's trying to sell his Xbox. He said somebody offered him $150.
Damn.
150?
Oh, 150.
And I told you, I said, well, with your games and it being 250 at GameStop, I said you might be able to get it to 300 and then only pay like because they're doing that special, E3 thing. And let's go ahead, go ahead, $50. Yeah, but yeah, he gotta do better than that. That's all I can say.
Yo, J Wags, yo, bro,
lucky to get $1 for damn envelopes for an Xbox.
holler at me, man. Come holler at me. I'll work out a deal with you.
Oh,
Somebody give that man at least 300. Let him walk away with his pride. A
Yeah,
little bit.
man, like what kind of 150, man? Like what he's gonna do with that 150?
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He ain't got, I mean, they stealing your pride. I mean, at 250 is too low. And I'm saying, look, at least go in there with some games, get it to 300. You know,
I understand. J-Wax doesn't understand the trend that he started. He does have no idea what he fucking started. He started like a mad trend, the I love trash shit. Oh my god.
I love trash.
We cannot escape that. Every day our comment section I see now just has that shit like I love trash.
Yeah, that was great.
He doesn't start on that trend. Lord, it needs to be his damn opening for his videos every damn time. I'm sorry. Every time he's mad, every time he's about to rant, he just plays that song. That's what he needs to do.
I love trash.
I'm talking from the damn start. Just have people like guess what he's about to play.
Nicholas, you say the Xbox Mafia coming for me?
Shit, Xbox Mafia coming from everybody at this point.
Well,
you think you're gonna thank me? Come on, I thank you all to fucking hell.
Come on.
Come to me.
Huh? I am gonna Come on, you bitch, come on.
You know, it's funny. It's funny how that movie has a game, and the game was actually pretty good. But none of these developers saw fit to remaster it.
Yeah, man, and that would have been
actually pretty good. I'm surprised it wasn't remastered.
I didn't play the Scarface game, but I did play a little bit of The Godfather.
Oh, dude, you'll love that Scarface game. It's actually pretty nostalgic, pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, half the cast came back to voice the characters.
Well, just play Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Just do that, because a lot of that is taken from even the house that you're in, that big house, the Versetti's in. That's the house from Scarface.
Yep.
So that's the house from Scarface. They actually put that in there.
I will say Sosa, though, that ending with Sosa was kind of like, they could have done that a little bit better. Now the movie come off of the game. That could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't, but the music in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, growing up in the 80s, I loved it. I can listen to it 100 times.
Rush. Yeah, yo.
What, you like Payday? You ever played a game Payday?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got the Scarface DLC for Payday.
Wow.
Yeah, they got that. It's actually pretty cool. Pretty dope.
Yo, there's a lot of great games that they should have just like actually brought out this gen that were actually that would actually make it better for people to play, man. A lot of titles, man. A lot. I don't know what's going on, man. You gotta wake up.
Definitely. Payday was actually pretty good with the damn Scarface DLC. Like, they, instead of calling the Coke, they would call it literally Yayo in the game. In the game, it's like that's basically what it's called back in the movie. It's like Yayo, get the Yayo.
Chichi, get the Yayo.
Chichi, get the Yayo. Yeah, Dan, you actually break into Tony's mansion in that mission too. It's pretty cool. You got to go into his mission or go into his mansion, and you'll see, half the shit he's got in there. It's pretty dope, pretty well done. So, but let's move on, man. Crackdown 3 delay rumor. We already did a stream about this, but yes or no?
I could say yes, due to the fact that the limitations on the hardware once again. If they're having any performance issues, yes, take your time with it. Do not release a half-ass game. Make sure that it is done correctly. Once again, it does not matter how long. Well, it does matter how long because now people are getting desperate. But you get the point. Just bring out a good game, man. That's all it is.
State of Decay has demonstrated that Microsoft will release a half-ass game. So
it's either this game is just they're embarrassed by it, or they just don't want to release it at all. But yeah, this game should already be.
It's got to be in an unplayable state, because if they can release bullshit like PUBG and State of Decay, broken as fuck games, what would stop them from doing that with Crackdown unless the shit is unplayable?
But the problem is, again, Crackdown and State of Decay are on like the C and B line. I mean, those are filler games. I mean, where are their monster hitters. I mean, that's what everybody is kind of disappointed with. When I talk to the Xbox, when I minister to them, because they're hurt, right? So when they have filler games, I've always said it's like putting in the third string running back, and they're going up against the first team defense. I mean, it's just they're gonna get smashed. So
in the shit that they showed at E3 a couple of years ago, Crackdown looks like that damn game where you buy a magazine from GameStop. Crackdown is that demo disc at the back of the magazine and shit.
I agree. That's exactly what it was.
The funny part is that the cars were actually colliding with each other and actually looked like we're dry humping each other as well.
That was pretty cool.
God.
It's like when I got stuck in the sink on State of Decay. I'm like, man, it takes talent to make a game where your character gets stuck in the sink not once but twice.
One of my coworkers over here, he actually played State of Decay, and he actually fought one of the Juggernauts, and he actually got stuck in the Juggernaut trying to run away and could not get out from it because it glitched on him.
I mean, people talk about Scarface and that hilarious glitch, and I know what glitch you're talking about, whoever put that comment, but did you ever play Destroy All Humans?
Yeah.
Do you remember the glitch where the damn agents would start like multiplying, like start coming at each other's backs and shit? You remember that weird glitch?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh my god, I broke the shot that game.
Nah, that was so annoying.
I had him froze, like dude was frozen doing that dance animation. It was funny as hell. It was funny. Game was a mess, man. But
it was
yes,
so annoying, bro.
Glitches are everywhere. I don't think we'll ever get past the glitches.
Nah, the glitches are gonna be there. There's nothing wrong with a game having 1 frame or 2 frame dips.
All right.
You understand? That's something that's always gonna happen. It doesn't matter how hard a person works on a mold and how perfectly they just profusely just build this mold. You're gonna see imperfections within that shape. So we're not trying to say be perfect, but at least give us something representable.
Yeah, definitely agreed.
Something representable, not no half-ass game that when I played, and there's been a lot of people that have been stating, "Oh, I don't have glitches." Well, maybe because the copy that you bought hasn't had an error code in it. There are other people that have bought the other copies and they have had error codes in it that actually do not work within the system. So for you to say, "Oh, since I'm not having problems with my game on my system, then you're just lying or you're just being an asshole because you're talking lies." No, I'm not being dishonest. I'm actually telling you my experience as a consumer and what worries me when I buy this game. Like, I don't want glitches in my game. That's something that's something that I cannot stand. Like, I want a game that as soon as I turn it on, boom, I'm in the menus, boom, I go into the gameplay, boom. And if I see a little frame dips here and there, okay, I can't mind that. But the actual floating and rubber banding, and then your actual character going through the freaking floor and staying stuck, that's not good, man. That's something that I cannot condone. That's something that gets me really pissed off, because then I really just want to fucking, beat the crap out of my computer screen, but I can't because that costs money. So I'm like, you know what? End task, move on to the next one, and let's go.
Okay, absolutely. So a lot of you think it's canceled, pretty much.
I think it's delayed, but they got to say something at E3 about it. I do. I mean, I was on a podcast.
They don't say nothing about it, and they pull what they did at what's that show called? Inside Xbox, where they're showing the montage.
Yeah, well, again, they gotta say something. They either have to show it.
What if they don't say a word and they just show? And you just
that's bad. I agree that it's bad. There could be something else going on, but them pulling it off of Amazon, which I did check that it is gone. That is a warning sign, but maybe they'll explain it. I mean, I tell people we got like 7.5, 8 days, whatever. So it all comes clear in a week. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Phil Spencer, you better stop. Get off that bong, boy.
I got a video. Like, actually, no, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that particular. If that depends on how bad the show is, if I ever do that. But future reference. That's definitely a future video.
Bro, we gonna have to do something about it, man. Because I'm definitely not cutting no slack for this year's E3 on neither side of the gaming industry, whether it be PlayStation, Nintendo,
I mean,
or
we know
Xbox.
who's going to have the worst conference, regardless, and it's not going to be Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo. It's going to be EA.
Oh yeah,
EA is going to board hell out of us.
Well, EA may have I think EA with Anthem, I think they walk out there possibly with Casey Hudson, possibly,
Yeah.
and they show that game.
I have my doubts for Anthem, though, and I know, and for
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I got my doubts for Anthem just for obvious reasons.
I don't want no microtransactions. Cut the bullshit, EA. That's it.
Yeah, this is EA you talking to. That's going to be in there. That's
I want to play Anthem, but I don't want to be
the way they nickel and dime UFC. Guarantee you that's going to be in there.
Nah, man. They better cut that shit out.
That's going to be in there, regardless. That's going to be in there.
First, I'm going to file a civil lawsuit against them for making me bet on fucking items that I don't need in the game. That's called illegal betting. Creates an addiction.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but I think EA's press
I'll buy Anthem, but it won't be on console, though. I ain't buying that on console.
Oh, I'm getting it on PC.
I'm getting it on PC.
I got EA oranges, man. I'm not getting no console.
I ain't playing around. No, thank you. I am not. I'm not coming close. Like I want the game to look like when we first saw it. You know what I'm saying? When we first saw the reveal, it's going to look like this damn. So I'm sorry. I'm not going on that route.
Man.
I ain't going out like that.
Hey, gentlemen, I got to shoot over to the round table.
He has to leave us for that joint. Boy.
Yeah, that's we. I don't know if we're gonna have any guests tonight or not, but I got to get in there and get it in for a minute, and then from there, I'm gonna be doing some streams, baseball, GT Sport, or whatever. But thanks for sending me the link, man. I definitely appreciate it. Hey, y'all hit the like too, or else.
Yeah, man. Show your support to my bro Lincoln Clay, man. Check him out on his channel, man. Great guy. And hey.
Yeah, definitely a good channel, great content, very well spoken, dude. Definitely go check him out.
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
I appreciate it, everybody.
Though, Clay, appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, Craig. Hopefully, we'll get that game in this weekend.
Yeah. I'm trying to clear a spot for it, literally, because I got to work Sunday. So I'm like, well, when can I sit down and do it and then run around and do
the title for you too? Lincoln Clay versus Craig. On the superior console, I can already see.
Oh yeah, I mean it'll be good. It'll be good.
That's all he does with the superior console. I don't know why you name your streams that, but you kill me.
Good, clean fun.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, because I can play everything.
Fun versus superior. That's a nice little ring to it.
He always names his streams that the superior console,
right?
I can play 90% of the Xbox library and all of the PlayStation one. I'd say that makes it pretty superior. So
yeah,
we're superiorly backwards.
Remember, folks, this baseball game is on the PlayStation.
Yes, man, and you already know it's not on the Xbox. Let's get it clear now.
Here they go. Now like this. Here we go.
Yeah, I had to take that shot before I get on out of here. All right, folks, y'all have a good one.
All right, bro.
Yep, we'll see you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to my last topic on the paper here. Third-party devs are saying that 60 frames per second is a must, meaning that we want that as a standard. It is a must. So with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, whatever, the new Xbox and the new PlayStation 5, it's pretty obvious they're definitely going to target that, but I'm pretty sure Sony's still going to push the visuals, but that's definitely going to be on their main priorities in terms of the list here. Now, looking into Ryzen from AMD, definitely got my hopes up that they can definitely deliver. Ryzen is definitely the new kid on the block when it comes to their tech, and they've actually done a fairly good job, actually a really good job in terms of being the new guy out here, because they definitely have outperformed a lot of Intel's high-end chips. The i7 8700K is still, if I'm not mistaken, still in the lead over Ryzen, and obviously Intel has their i9 chips as well that are being produced as we speak. So we don't know the benchmarks for the i9 yet, if I'm not mistaken.
The iCore 9, what I understand from what it is, it's not that substantially a better performer than the 87K.
Yeah, they want a bigger design with this too. So they're really thinking about some heavy duty performance with these i9 chips.
Yeah, so
the problem with the i9 chips though is that there isn't no motherboards out there that really can take advantage of it yet. So new motherboards have to come out for them.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this PS5, man. I'm not really gonna go too much into speculation. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is that 60 FPS should be the standard for next gen, and it should be the only standard until the other gen arrives.
Right.
Because I mean, minimal 30 FPS is good. Like in certain games, there's nothing wrong with 30 FPS. It's all about preference. But 60 should be the standard for games, especially first-person shooters. That should be the very main focus for them to hit that 60 FPS mark. Open world games, we already know they're very heavy on the GPU, and they can actually diminish down your FPS.
Right.
So in order to combat that, you need a higher processing CPU.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going PC as we speak. So this is definitely a lot of pressures on these next gen consoles to really deliver 60.
I'm hoping they do the 60 FPS because it'll be a world of a difference. And you see what we actually talk about when we're playing on high frame rates on PC. Like even 60 is like okay, but once you start hitting 120 to 140 to almost 300 FPS, you see the biggest difference when it comes to performance. It's like, all right, now consoles are catching up slowly by little. I'm not going to say that it's going to be something, it's going to look light years beyond. No, it's going to give you a nice, clear, vivid picture, and it's going to be stable. It's not going to give you any jagged lines. It's not going to give you any kind of distortion when you view it at a certain angle from in front of the monitor or the TV, whatever peripheral you're using. So it's something that's going to be substantially beneficial in the long run for gamers to enjoy their games.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they'll get over that hump for open world games. Hopefully, 60 frames for open world. I think they can get over the hump with Ryzen Tech if they got proper. If they got everything working with them.
Yeah, I mean, you have
benchmark 2000 or 2200G costs $90, or is it $100? $100 for consumers and get almost 3 times the core performance of Jaguar.
And that is a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah, that's a good choice too. That's a good choice. Maybe that is what they're aiming for.
And it's actually a good form of chip. Like, it's not really bad. It actually does good stable frame rates.
Don't expect them to be looking into something that uses a Threadripper or anything like that. They're not looking into those type of performance CPUs, but they are looking into AMD's technology. So it's definitely a lot to look forward to, and it's definitely a lot of speculation going into this. You know, there's a lot of unknown, right? We're going into the unknown at this point, so we definitely got a lot to see.
Pretty much, we're going into the unknown until 2021 or 2020, whatever time Sony decides to announce the specs on the next console. We can only just wait. We can't really do too much speculating. We can only hope, but to see something of what we would like to see.
Well, they've already done it. They've already given their dev kit to 4 their first party developers and 3 third party, and they already hit 60. So now it's just a matter of how they can
rendering technique.
Yeah, and they're going to have overhead. As far as the graphics, the graphics are fine right now. They'll have a little overhead. They're going programming, but my inside source out of Germany said, yeah, they've already done that. It's just a matter of how they can now get it to be affordable, and it'll be like a Ryzen. I don't know if it's gonna be a straight Ryzen. It'll have Ryzen architecture, and yeah, they're going for 60 frames per second because when they tore down the Xbox X, they said, okay, graphically, it's fine, but what makes this better? And their engineers came back and said, well, they're struggling to do 30 FPS. And they said, okay, well, let's double that and do 60. Absolutely. And that's already been done. my understanding is they've already seen Horizon Zero Dawn and Infamous Second Son running at 60 frames per second on the hardware. So now it's just a matter of, okay, how do they get the hardware to where it's affordable? And it's gonna, I think it'll be a $500 console, but you'll be hitting 60 frames on a lot of your games. Not all of them, but a lot of your games will be 60 frames per second. A game like Detroit Become Human won't make a difference. So, you know, but the next Monster Hunter, to be a stable 60.
Definitely did make a difference.
Yeah, the shooters. I mean, most of the shooters are at 60 anyway. So most are at 60. So
now,
I mean, it's not
this console though. That's a different topic for another day. And I'm not sure. I don't think they'll meet that $400 sweet spot. I don't think so.
No.
Because Sony's at that point where they're making so much money. I don't think they really want to take a gamble and lose money on the consoles.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have a trade-in thing. If you have a Pro, you get, you know, whatever.
Smart. Yeah, if they were smart, they would definitely do that. Because Microsoft was definitely on point with that. I gotta give them props. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you get $150 for your Pro. You're paying $350. That's the way they're going to look at it. Hey, we're giving you $100 to $150 off. So, and if you trade in your Pro towards this system, and again, they'll have some games at launch, but most of it will be you'll put your games that you have in, and then it will pop up and say, do you want to play this game at a higher frame with at 4K 60? Not, and it's still going to have checkerboarding, it's still going to have dynamic, but you'll be at 4K and running your game at 60 frames per second. So. And I think once the game is at checkerboarding, they're just going to keep it there. But the native stuff, they may be able to. The next gen of games coming will be native. That's just, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Everybody knows the checkerboarding. And like Savage Jr. said in your chat before, and in my chat, the checkerboard rendering is so good. I mean, you can't really tell. I mean, Detroit Become Human is checkerboarded. So is Gran Turismo. So is Horizon Zero Dawn. So. It's just not that big a deal. So
when is the PS5 coming out? I would say 2020, 2021. That's what I always like to say. I would like it to come out in 2020, 2021. That way we know for a fact that we can get the performance that we want and it'll be reasonable priced.
And they're going to go to Digital Foundry and do the exact same thing Microsoft did.
Yeah.
They're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to fly them out.
They need to. Yeah, they need to. They definitely need to. Only it will actually be justified. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are scratching our head from when Microsoft did this. You would think that they were releasing a brand spanking new next gen console, keyword next gen, and not a refresh.
Yeah.
That's how Microsoft pretty much fooled everybody with Digital Foundry. And it's
Microsoft went for 2.5 on their CPU, their games would be performing a lot better. That's what I get told. You know, I said it doesn't sound like a whole lot with the guy helping with my PC. I said, man, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, 2.3 to 2.5. He said it doesn't, but when you're putting assets in, that will give you more overhead, and that's what you want when you're programming. So,
absolutely.
And,
I mean, that's just the basis of bottlenecking in reality. Like if you can fill a cup up to the border point, that's all you're gonna get. That's where the cup is gonna actually limit you at.
Now, speaking of PCs, guys, the PC is ready to go. So guys, that stream, we're ready for the pre-built versus my rig. I just gotta put my rig together, but the pre-built, I'll be doing that stream very shortly. Stay tuned. That will definitely be happening. We also pre-built versus my rig that I have built with my own two hands. So,
bro, I can't wait for that Galaxy, man. That Galaxy is so sexy.
Everybody's hit me up like, Ron, when you going to try out the Galaxy, man? It's going to be fully tested. Trust me, fully tested here on this channel. Phone keeps going off. Sorry, but that's definitely going to happen. 1440x60 is what they will. They do need 1440.
I would love. You know what's the funny part about it though? Like people don't understand. 1440p is a great resolution. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's actually a nice standard for consoles. That's not a bad.
HD. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really need 4K, like true 4K. You can go. You're good with 1440p 60.
Bro, like I could tell you the times that I played Far Cry 5 on my PC, and it was like Yo, the details on the gun, I was just like, whoa. And I'm playing on 2K. I'm not playing on 4K.
Look at Detroit. Look at the details on the gun when the damn android's holding the child hostage. You can actually see the damn date and like the model number on the weapon.
But you know, it's potato graphics. Remember Protato?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, what were they going to say? I mean, to me, at the end of the day, it's how much money
you Twisted Sin. I'll see you later, brother.
Yeah, Detroit outsold State of Decay. So that's. I mean,
outsold State of Decay.
Yeah, in the UK, and they got.
Was there any doubt though that it was going to do that?
No. 1440p, 60 high, 4K. If it's the specs that I think is going to have, it will be able to run 4K at a high setting too. It is just that the 1440p with the high setting at 60 FPS will probably be the preferred mode of most. Of most.
Detroit, it's got a higher rating than what a lot of people said it was going to get. A lot of people said Detroit was probably going to get like a 69, 60 or something like that. It's actually got higher than that. It's got a 79 on Metacritic. So done very well. So very well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and it may go up because there's still people scoring.
Talking about it. So from what I'm playing so far, though, the story seems really, really good, especially when you get introduced to Kara. I'm not spoiling anything because you already know her name from the trailers, but when you get introduced to Kara and you find out a few things, Craig already knows what I'm talking about. That's when you first get her. It's like, oh shit. So I see what I'm getting here.
My only question was, it seemed like, and somebody answered this. They said that you could get an Android for $500, but I'm like, I missed that part. I just didn't see that in there, and it was almost
like the old models. From what I saw, it was like an old model. Like limited, because the new mods you see in the game, with the the loading synchronizer on their heads on the side, those are like the up to date model. So those are the more up to date where they can actually their voice command. You can just tell them to do something, they'll do it, and they'll think through it. And they are compassionate, which I was shocked by how compassionate she is. So, like she actually looks at the little girl and then like goes, "Hey, you want to play?" I actually like that. I do like how you can do that. Like they can sense your feelings and, offer a resolution to your feelings, like, how you feel. I do like that mechanic that each robot has. They do have a sense of morale. So that is pretty cool that they were able to incorporate that. And they do say become human in the title for a reason. And it's like, oh, so definitely.
Yeah, they definitely, you definitely see why it's happening. It's, but if you watch that demo, the Kara demo that was on the PS3, there's other things going on in that demo, and I mean there's a point where you can find out why everything's happening, and you choose to know or not know. So and that was a key point in the game. But again, I'm gonna go back and play it again. I'm just gonna do it after E3.
Right.
Like I told J-Wag, I said, you don't really beat that game. You finish it. You finished it. So.
Yeah, it's an experience. That's a lot of people don't understand. It's an experience that you're
Craig, you said a very important key detail. You're going back to the game, right?
Oh,
so whatever happened. So whatever happened to the one and done scenario?
That thing is dead. That's dead.
No game where you have a wheel of choice. You can go back to friggin' Dragon Age and Mass Effect and all that, and Boulder's Gate. I mean, there's always a certain way you can play. The way I'm playing Mass Effect 2 right now is different. I'm getting different choices in my tree than I did on my last playthrough, and I've had like probably 25 playthroughs. So, but I've always gotten different trees because I choose different. So, and this Detroit, it was like, hey, look, you can either be, you can either be Magneto or Professor X. And depending on which way you go is your choice.
David Cage definitely deserves a lot of praise, though. The game has a higher rating than Beyond Two Souls. So,
it is better.
Yeah,
Beyond Two Souls wasn't horrible. At least the first hour.
It was like, honestly, it's a certain act in that game that just takes me out the experience. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It involves the desert.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right. That entire set piece. If they were able to remove that entire set piece, that entire section, I think the game would have been a lot better because there was a lot of tension built up. And it's like, do I really have to drag it out with this long ass desert segment? Like, I don't care about the desert now.
But it feels like all those games were just kind of a appetizer to you got to Detroit. It was like they were polishing their craft, and then here's their masterpiece. Here's their Da Vinci.
Definitely, and hopefully we see more of this particular game. This particular style of game needs more.
Yeah, and we won't see anything again like it again until the second to PS5. I mean, that game took that game was phenomenal. I mean, listen to those actors when they did their dev things, and they we finally got to see the actors talking and things like that. That was amazing too, just to hear how much they went through, and how it was hard to read parts of that script and not feel something. They said, well, you can't act emotional, in this part, so it was. So they had to act. It's like they had to act without acting. Is what the girl that plays Kara said. So
pretty much. So
I mean, because pretty much that's the facial expression of an android. It's expressless. Doesn't have no expression at all. So I mean,
you could tell older model in this game from a new model. Like when dude was jogging, he threw the water bottle at his damn android. He was like, "Hey, water, I'm thirsty." He's like, you ran 12,000 miles, some shit like that, and you're like 2 miles away from your goal. It's like, and he literally just throws the damn water in his face and he starts running. You're like, damn, that's fucked up, dog. Kind of felt like slavery in a sense, didn't it? Just felt like that.
Well, they felt like they were a subservient, which again they were. But it was just like they gave them to some of the worst people. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Kind of like that movie 12 Years a Slave, where he starts off with a cool owner, you know what I'm saying? Like a very nice, down-to-earth type owner, and then he gets sold to a very terrible one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a terrible situation. What's up, Diver? But it was a terrible situation. Terrible. So
the music was depressing for some of them. Their choices were either bad or worse. I mean, it's just there's no great choices. So, I'm not going to give nothing away. It was like I said, I'll play it again after E3. Because there's a lot of people.
All night tonight, because I got work tomorrow, and I need definitely get some game time in. So that's what I'll be doing. But
great. I hope people can enjoy it for what it is. So
Anybody else got anything you want to add, though? I mean, any other topics?
I wanted to say a little something about this whole Battlefield 5 thing, but I'll wait. I'll do that on my own podcast.
Oh, you can do that if you want. Let's go ahead. You talk about it.
I think now that you got a bunch of moist-ass simps saying, where's the historical accuracy? It's like, when has any of these video games, trying to simulate a war been historically accurate?
I mean, Assassin's Creed is all about war and history, and a lot of their stuff is very inaccurate. You know, they change it just for the game.
I mean, it may say based on historic events,
exactly.
and it may be the historic
event, multicultural or different beliefs and whatnot. But I definitely agree.
I can agree.
It's great though. I don't understand what's the hate. The game looks good. It looks
well. The hate is that there's a group being feels like they're being marginalized. And they should be, because there's a lot of, when you go historically, shout out to Porter Rock 77. Like he said, man, if these people want historical accuracy, just read a book. The game is entertainment. So
that or the internet or YouTube, and you have plenty of documentaries based on World War II and the heroic of these men and women, not just men, women that actually went to war, sacrificed their lives to bring freedom and peace throughout the world. It's not the United States only. It was in Italy. It was in Russia. It was in Germany. It was in England. It was everyone that incorporated themselves in that World War II had a substantial amount of people that went and fought that war. So for these this is the thing I don't get with some of these people, especially on YouTube. They want to berate women as a piece of meat, that they're nothing. Nothing.
Ryan has a child by Luscious Lopez.
Oh my God.
You cold, bro.
But
somebody who is Luscious Lopez.
My God, you guys are hilarious. But This is my whole scenario with the Battlefield 5. Yes, there are inadequacies in the game that are not, pertainable to the actual war. What I do give it is a new, different outlook on the game and its series as a whole. That's where my perspective of the game is at.
Well, but can't you create a character? Isn't that's what kind of makes Battlefield kind of you create your own character? So I mean, and if you're going to be able to create your own character, what difference does it make? I mean, these dudes are just moist ass simps, And
yeah, like talking bad about women for what?
Well, I just don't know why. I mean, why all of a sudden does it have to now be historically accurate? That means that all your war games are not accurate. None of them are accurate. Even
all the old school Call of Duties, they were not accurate as well.
None are accurate. None are accurate at all.
So,
I guess they look at like, oh well, women they fall into that stereotype. I don't know. Like and basically the stereotype is, they're housewives. That's the stereotype.
Yeah, like they want.
It's funny to me.
I want to see women be empowered and be and stuff. But I'm like, because we saw this early here. Remember when Black Panther first came out? Dude saying that what's the name was in what was it? Stan Lee was in blackface. Then they said that all the women look like guys or a little overpowered. It's like, bruh, the movie empowers women and people.
I mean,
that's what it's about. Empower.
Listen, in the world of hierarchy, if you want to base it on power and how power is, it doesn't get no greater than the queen.
Exactly.
The queen carries the royal blood. The queen advises her king for many reasons. The reasoning of everything that goes throughout the kingdom, the queen embellishes it into the king. So it's not that is not taking away your manhood. You have somebody that is gonna help you and back you up. And who not to back you up than your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend. Somebody that is going to have your back.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what your wife is, your partner in crime.
But why are they complaining about historical accuracy now?
I mean, the same reason why they're complaining that a female is on the cover.
Well, which I don't care I was not going to buy the game. It was a Battlefield game.
I'm not into
Battlefield. People are getting moist. I'm going to go ahead and buy the game.
But I wasn't going to buy the game. I'm not into Battlefield at all. I never got into it. But I will tell you this: after looking at that COD reveal and looking at this, it's like I know what I would say is a better value and a better looking game than.
And it's Battlefield 5, bro. Like that's it's Battlefield 5. Regardless of what these numbskulls are complaining and ranting about, it doesn't change the fact that it's a game. It is down to its core. It is a game. It's a make-up-believe story that you immersify yourself and you enjoy it. At the end of the day, that's what a video game is supposed to do. It's supposed to create fantasy.
Right.
It's not supposed to reenact.
What are they going to do if they have been watching the MCU movies? I mean, who did they call to save them all at the end of Infinity War? Who got paged? It was Captain Marvel. That's a woman. That's a woman. It's not. They're not going to call Marvel.
Nobody complained about a woman being hit up. Do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it was the stupidest thing I've seen in my life. I mean, my God. I mean, the game is historic.
And not even that. Look at Horizon Zero Dawn. Who's the main protagonist? A female. Mm-hmm. And I
mean, what's next? Are we going to complain about Storm, Jean Grey?
Not even that.
Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider been around for what, 20 years?
Like, and she's always been a woman, and
she was one of the first.
Whatever, that's been empowering.
Like, she was one of the first protagonists. You had females that were actually empowered by Lara Croft's intuition as a discoverer, a person that came out exploring, feeling different feelings about history. That was something that Tomb Raider created in women. Like it doesn't take away or demerit a female because they're not equal to a man. No, we are all equally to each other in whatever walks of life. There are guys that are bums, and there are females that are bums. There are people that are short, and there are it's just how life is created. Not everybody's on the same equal level playing field in terms of physical, strength,
Right.
but they do share the same compatibility when it comes to emotion and when it comes to pattern of thought and just working as a team, which is the main crucial point of Battlefield 5. You're working as a team. You're not working because you're a female or this and that and the third. No, you're working as a fucking unit to go kill some assholes that are trying to take over your rights. And that's how it should be viewed as. It shouldn't be viewed as her having a handicap, which I didn't really like for them to do with the design, but hey, they went with the pendant on her arm. That's their choice. But as far as the character itself, the female character, she brings a lot to the table as well. It's not just looks, it's actually cunning. There's actually skill sets that are going to be used for you to progress in the game. So stop fucking bitching like a bunch of little fifth graders in kindergarten. Ooh, she looks ugly, or pointing out stuff like that. That just makes you sound like a moron, an immature person. Value the game for what it's worth, not for what it's being shown for.
Yeah, that's true. Like, are they going to start complaining about UFC fighters, like MMA UFC fighters?
And you got a lot of female MMA fighters that whoop
a lot of female MMA fighters. Like, it's like, come on, are we going to do this now? Like, spoilers.
Yeah, they're a bunch of dumbasses.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But it's like, I saw the gameplay. I saw COD. I saw Battlefield. In my personal opinion, granted, my personal opinion, I thought the Battlefield one looked a little bit better, like a better game, like a better, well put together game than the Call of Duty one. The Call of Duty one, it was literally just a bunch of recycled bullshit from Black Ops 3, only reskinned, and they took more content. They took they're just basically selling you a game for $60 with significant less content.
Let's just be honest, man. Black Ops 3 Battle Royale that should have been bought out years ago, but now they just want to make money and break bank because Battle Royale games are in the trend right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that's all they do. And you're always going to have that person say, well, they've been working on this before. And it's like, no, they have not.
No.
They have not. Just like they have not been, just like they didn't work on Titanfall back when Titanfall was hot and all that. They didn't work on that particular style of the game back when Titanfall was coming out. No, that game was taken from Titanfall. All the ideas that you see for that game was literally just ripped off. That's what they do. So that's what they do, man. Recycled bull. But you're in though. Didn't I have Cryptos as a oh, I got you, Cryptos. I don't know why you ain't a moderator. There you go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else needs to be said, is there?
Nah, man.
I guess killed this topic. Yeah, the podcast are going on for about 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours. Getting up there. Yeah, might as well go on in it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so very, very much for tuning in to the Real Gamer Talk episode 14. I'm your host, Ryan, the Professional. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a blast talking with everybody as always. To the 140 people that we had watching, thank you guys so very, very much. Hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next show. Let's go ahead and just get to the panel, and we are going to end this. Shout out to Lincoln Clay for joining us as well. So go ahead, Craig.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, I got off late, but I got here. And yeah, Craig Harris, follow me on the Twitter machine and come sub to that channel. If I hit 1,000 subs, I will stream 24 hours of gameplay straight.
Ooh.
Carlos.
Nah, man, as usual, man. We're here on Fridays. Just having a great old time talking to all you lovely ladies and gentlemen. And just talking about gaming, man, and, you know, some little other social aspects of life. But at the end of the day, man, we're gamers by choice, not by trend. And as always, man, follow me on Twitter at just me and your girls, Flo. And check out my YouTube channel. It's not much great, but I got a good couple of little things in there. And that's about it, man.
Alrighty, definitely. Thank you guys again for showing up. Had a blast. To the winners of the giveaway, those of you who probably did not see that you won, don't worry, you'll see it when this video is done processing. But I will send your codes directly to you via direct message on YouTube. So there you guys go. You don't have to send me no info. You'll have your codes for your game. I promise you that much. So thank you guys again. And for everybody else, y'all be good. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all be easy. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you guys on the next stream. You guys have a good one. Later, guys.
Hey, Baron, take more L's, bro. You suck.